121 days, and it's over. Retirement. What could possibly go wrong? Ah, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated-sounding name. Legs that go on for days, deep, dark eyes, silky skin and voice. You're in big trouble, pal.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Philip...
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident.
Look, miss, I work for the police, and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to.
Am I that easy to read?
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in...
I don't usually drink.
Well, I've got to have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some...
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
What a coincidence.
So come on, spill it, from the beginning. Books I'm never gonna read. Maybe no... I don't see colors anymore. Only emptiness. Every whiskey has the same color nowadays. At least in this... I promised myself I'd write a novel one day. I can't even remember the last time I used this. This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life, before Molly left me and took our daughter. The good things in life don't last long. The best ones always leave first. I saw that in the window of a shoe store. I never understood it, or what it had to do with shoes. M.B. Davis, the eternal king of jazz. The Wild Gentleman. Those guys rebuilt the city after the Great Fire of 867. Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty clothes. I wanted to travel the world when I was a kid, but I think I'm gonna end up dead in here whether I like it or not. That's better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving threats. What kind of threats, exactly?
It's a very strange matter. First, there were letters. Then it came printed on a wine bottle's label, sent as a gift, then carved into a brick, thrown through the window, and finally, they painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Please, that's why I'm here.
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I can scare her off. Let's start gently. Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork, most of the time.
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
You're not very confident. Are you sure you're all right?
Yes. Excuse me. I'm just a bit nervous. I've never done anything like this before.
Breaking into the apartments of strangers isn't that big a deal. Some people do it as a hobby.
Please don't make fun of me, Mr. Featherland. This is hard for me as it is.
You're right. Sorry. Did you come alone? All by yourself?
I took the subway, then the tram, and then I walked. It wasn't easy to find this place, and to be honest, I had to be discreet.
Yeah, well, I think I'm starting to get the picture.
This is quite unpleasant for me.
Why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko. She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has to.
How so?
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages.
So she's that kind of woman.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding something, no question. Let's focus on that. I'm sure it's not intentional, but, are you toying with me?
I'm not sure I understand you.
Cut the crap, Deborah. You're a pretty smart girl, and you can't hide that no matter how hard you try. But ever since we've been talking...
I'm sorry, Mr. Featherland, you're right. I'll try to be more straightforward next...
I appreciate that, ma'am. Are you in some sort of jam?
Nothing of the sort. There are simply things better left unsaid.
Then you're wasting my time.
I trust your instincts.
Yeah, and I have no...
To be honest, no.
Don't you think this whole thing is a little suspicious?
Look, Santino, I'll really...
I have no doubt about that. You look just the type, sweetheart. No offense.
I'll take that as a compliment. Or maybe I'll act like I haven't heard it.
You see, we're starting to understand each other. Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then...
Damn, what can I say to that?
Look, I didn't mean to back you up.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a...
No, not for the world.
Huh. Smart answer. Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler.
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
Exactly.
Feathery gods help me.
So you get it now. The secrecy.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle. My last cigarette. My wallet and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't. Chief Bloodboy. She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need... My bedroom. I don't even know where the key... Legs that go on. Why don't you take...
Please.
Well, okay. Let's see. I don't even...
Don't you want to look at it?
Yeah, of course.
I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman. N.
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted. Molly. Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall with the well-worn picture frames. Like an eternally dark hole in the wall.
Mr. Featherland? Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand.
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and...
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
But...
All right. Well,
Visit?
not you.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or,
No, she's really not like...
judging by the flyer, it must be of...
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding...
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better...
Exactly.
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, come...
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you again.
Don't mention it, Deborah. I had no other...
I'm sorry,
Thought so. Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
No. Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. Thanks for being so quick, Lewis. Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things to take care of.
Of course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah. Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man... I can always... You got anything planned?
I thought I'd visit a nightclub.
Well, I didn't mean to hold you.
I'll ask a...
I owe you a lot.
That's true.
Could I ask you a few...
Feel free.
So this Natasha...
Look, I'm just the messenger.
I see.
Please.
Okay, and...
Thank you. I've already told you more about myself.
Afraid you'll...
I'm afraid I...
So this
Look, I'm just...
I see.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you think my whereabouts aren't a secret?
Do you think they ever were?
Well, I was hoping.
Clawville is a big city, but not so big that Santino...
Oh, please. So, Ibn Wessler, eh?
If I started with that, I'm sure you would have thrown...
You're right. He's one of the most dangerous gangsters in the city.
I only know he's an influential...
Isn't that the same?
Not even you can see the world. Sonny, I've already told you what I know.
You really are?
I'm not sure...
Let me give you some advice, sister.
It's not so simple, Mr. Featherland.
Is she really that important to you? That you...
I would do more than that for her.
I see.
Thank you.
Sonny, please. Murky. I can always... My wife... Maybe I'm... Oh, just,
Yes?
I don't want to... Well, it wouldn't work as well with my...
Occupation.
That's it.
You're...
Well, I've been called worse. Take care.
You too.
I can always... Nothing in... Maybe in a... Of all that's furry, of all that... Why do I have the feel? Take care.
You too.
I need it. I need... Maybe I'm really gonna write that. We used to be star cops a few years ago. Tabloid press, radio interviews, and even a book series. It was New Year's Eve, and I was driving, half drunk, risking my whole life's work. But still, it didn't feel any different. Every day was the same. And the 121 days I had left till my retirement seemed like an eternity.